This is the single biggest killer I see out on the golf course for everyday golfers, and that is a hole just like this. We're out here on the par 3 course at Woolley Park, and guys, what we want to do is think about what are we seeing in front of us. This is uphill, and I see time and time again we've got around about 135 yards here. We're uphill, and a lot of people will think, oh well, that club for me is X. For me, I could say, well, I could get there with a pitching wedge. I could stand here, hit a pitching wedge, and I could get there. I get into my posture, I get all set, and what I'm going to try and do is absolutely kill that to try and get it to my target. And you can see there, that's come up 10-15 yards short because I've slightly misstruck that. I've had to throw everything at it. I've put too much speed in there. My timing goes. And although, yes, on some days, one strike out of the middle might go 135 yards, it is not the consistent shot for you to play. I'm going to drop down here, and I'm going to drop down a couple of golf clubs. I'm going to go straight to my 8-iron now. And you might say, well, that's a big drop and I can't play those in between shots. Well, if you're wanting to get good at golf this year, what I suggest that you do is go to your driving range and start to think about, can I play 3/4 shots? Can I start to control my speed? Can I make shorter swings to control the loft on that club? If I can control my swing speed, if I can control coming from 3/4 and it being a little bit smoother, my body has more time to rotate, clear out of the way, and it's much more likely I can come into this position here where we're going to compress that ball and we can't have a much deviation on that face. So I'm going to start the ball on line a lot more. If we can start it on line, we've got more chance of hitting greens, and we know if you hit more greens, we're likely to lower your scores. If I get a little bit quick, what we start to see is your body doesn't have time to catch up. We then might throw the hands at it, and you can see there the difference in what my wrists and hands can do. I could have a lot of difference in that face control, and if I haven't got that control, that's why I'm going to shoot higher scores. So controlling the club and making sure you can play those 3/4 shots is really going to help you this year. So what do I change at setup? Because is it the same? Is it different? It is slightly different. So because I'm going to make a smaller motion, when I take my setup, instead of going to my normal stance, I'm actually going to go a little bit narrower. Again, why do we go narrower? And the main reason for that is I can then control my speed. So I can start to swing a little bit smoother. Because if I swing too fast from here, I'm going to start to lose my balance, fall out of position, and I'm not going to strike the ball well. If I get that stance a little bit narrower, my weight still left, I can make a smaller motion here. I can control my speed. And you can see there, I can get that ball coming out much lower, more direct towards my target and hitting it closer to that flag. So guys, if you're struggling and you're thinking that I do always hit shots full out and it's not always great in the wind, start to practice 3/4 shots. Certainly needs a clean there. Start to practice your 3/4 shots, start to control your ball flight, start to control some consistency, hit more greens and get good at golf.